still gotta work on that, y'all. Hey, we gonna have to sync that out. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get it right.
All right. Hey, I'm your host today, Officer Elisha. To my left.
Officer Maratasa.
Mother what?
Maratasa.
Oh, all right. To my right. I forgot you be saying it in Spanish.
Officer Jeshurun.
All praises, and we're your host today. All right. So today's class, I said class. Today's show. Could you read that for us as if we had a thumbnail made? Shout out to the thumbnail team.
Well, we can't see ourselves, and we're looking at numbers.
Yeah, we looking at we are not a hate
The
group.
article. Yeah.
Yeah, could we fix that, y'all? Oh, all praises.
All right.
All praise.
We're in the show now.
Could we read that? Could we read that, officer? What's today's, like, as if we had a thumbnail up there? What is it?
Black exceptionalism is black excellence.
All right, now. So, hey, could we define that word, exceptionalism? Because today, a lot of our brothers and sisters, they don't know that they are just accepted into society.
Right.
They really hate your guts. But you fit a narrative. You fit an exception, a criteria, in order for you to excel in this world.
They're useful.
Right. Right, until you run your points. Let's read that.
Can you see that there?
You can see that also?
Jariah?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. They got to put it up on the
don't
screen.
worry. IT working on it back there. Y'all with us? Oh, my God.
I'll read
Hey,
it.
you on
Exceptionalism.
point. You on point. Yeah, read it for us.
The condition of being different from the norm.
So it says the condition of being different from the norm. All right, the typical black guy.
Right.
How they normally see us,
Right.
as slaves, as nothing. Now, the whole nation of Israel is exceptional. Just let the viewers know. Read Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. The whole nation of Israel is exceptional.
So, I know where you're going with this. I want to let you, okay.
Okay,
yeah.
So you going, but think about this now. Use black excellence.
Right.
Right.
They say the talented 10%. I thought about this also. I knew that's where you was going. Because if we're all exceptional compared to other races, why is there only 10% that they say is above the others?
Because as long as we're fighting amongst ourselves to be superior,
Right.
we never put our leaders back.
Yeah.
We never gonna look at them like, wait up, we're not really our opponents. They are.
Right.
Correct.
So they keep that competition amongst us so they could play the background.
Right.
So we never put our sights on them.
Right.
But watch this.
Deuteronomy
Read that.
chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an the holy people. Lord,
Say what button? Go ahead.
the Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So we're above all people on the face of the earth. In God's eyes, we are exceptional.
Right. Hey, can we read that the other precept, officer? Can we?
Yeah.
Or Deuteronomy 14 and 2. It gives a
Read that.
little more detail. Because it's beautiful. We are the exceptional people. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 2. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord had chosen thee to be a pure people.
We are exceptional.
To himself.
That's the peculiarity. The reason why we're exceptional, because we're peculiar. We're special to God. Therefore, we're hated by all the other nations. So they got to categorize us as only 10% of y'all are good. Just like in the educational system, there's something called the gifted and talented. We're all gifted, but they will characterize us and put us in one particular category to say only a few of y'all are special when God said we all are exceptional. It's beautiful.
All praises. Hey, let's go straight into that article, right? Our obsession with black excellence is harming black people.
Okay.
Scroll down. Up. It's the first paragraph. All right. Zoom in because I can't see.
Right.
Yep. There we go. You can see it.
Yes, sir.
Let's read that.
It's the notion that black people who are educated, smart, articulate, poised, and basically every other positive adjective you can think of are atypical or rarities among the general black population.
You see that? Basically,
Wow.
the crab that got out of the bucket, oh, that crab is exceptional. Because in order for him to have got out, he had to been, read it again.
Educated, smart, articulate, poised, and basically every other positive adjective you can think of are atypical or rarities.
So if you can dodge the school to prison pipeline system, if you can pass racism, if you can pass the community outside of your door,
Right.
the black on black crime, everything, if you could pass and excel outside of all of that, then you're exceptional. Then we can use you. Because the moment, remember, matter of fact, play that video, Trick Baby. Because we'll see this, we always play this throughout majority of some of our classes. Right. But pay attention to what they're saying on this. Because this is exactly what this article is going into. Your black excellence go into exceptionalism. Read that. I mean, play it.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you miss the point. Don't let one.
That makes it worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out, and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
Hey!
Chocolate covered.
If you notice what they said, if he has any anger, because the scripture says that oppression make a wise man mad. But if they give you a gift that cause your anger to cease,
right,
you become that exceptional nigga they can utilize for their benefit for white supremacy.
And build up a worldwide empire.
Correct.
Think about it. The ones that fought back. Think about every last one of us that fought back. Whether it was, matter of fact, let's talk about it. Martin Luther King compared to Malcolm X. Which one was accepted in society? The one that fit their narrative.
Right.
Oh, listen, he's gonna speak about peace, nonviolence.
Right.
He's not separating from. He's actually we're
His
coming together.
Family's taken care of.
Right.
While Malcolm X family, nope, they didn't get a penny.
Nothing.
They did nothing.
So the ideology behind Martin Luther King, even though the Lord used him to be able for us to speak the way we speak, deal with how we deal in society today, even with all our forefathers, right? So, but they accept him in our school systems because you never read about Malcolm X come February when we was in school.
No.
About Malcolm X. No, he's there, but it's always Martin Luther King. You don't have a MX Day. You have an MLK Day.
Right.
Because they always fit the narrative around him. Because his ideology was accepted. And they can get the forward. Go again. Just to go back on what we just saw with Trick Baby, with the scene at the dinner table. He says he has became one of us. So when you accept it in white society, you had to lose yourself. You had to lose a piece of yourself. Who you are to become one of them.
Racial anger, which even the scriptures in Ecclesiastes 7:7 tells you, surely, first word, surely oppression making a wise man mad. When you see what's going on amongst us black Native American Indians, you, without a doubt, before even this truth, you got mad. But when you raise people up and give them a gift like Officer Murataza said, you lose all that anger for the creature comforts.
For real. You're around a whole bunch of white people and they talking to you. They giving you a pat on the back. You like, wow, these guys aren't so bad.
Right.
Right. Let's read that.
It's the notion that black people who are educated, smart, articulate, poised, and basically every other positive adjective you can think typical black nation. Systemic barriers throughout history have made it more challenging for black people to ascend and succeed.
That's what we was talking about, the school to prison pipeline, the racism, Jim Crow, redlining, because our people excelled even in the times during those eras.
Right.
Read on.
Under this notion, it is important to showcase those who have been able to advance despite the insurmountable odds created by global racism and anti-blackness.
So it says, think about it. All these people who excelled all on high. This is like the Mount Rushmore for black people.
Right.
We got Martin Luther King. We got Harriet Tubman. We have all these people that they could use and flip the narrative on, right? Go to the second paragraph. Black exceptionalism is often used to justify. This is why black excellence is more harmful. It's not saying that, hey, brothers can't excel in what they do.
Right.
But the way that they use it in our society, they flip the script on us.
Right.
Watch this.
Black excellence is often used by black humanity. A recent example occurred in July with England's national soccer team. After 3 black players on the team missed their penalty kicks, there were a barrage of racist comments that flooded the internet. On social media, using it that the online abuse that the players were experiencing were particularly egregious because of the terrible acts that the players have engaged in.
So the only reason they're coming to these guys' defense is because look at the good that they have done.
Right. If you're useful to white society.
Don't treat these black guys like other black people. They done did good in their community.
Right.
They done did good for us. Yeah. Watch this, read on.
One of the players, for example, Marcus Rashford, spearheaded a campaign to provide meals for children during the pandemic, while another player, Jadon Sancho, teamed up with Nike to build a soccer facility for young people in London.
But I wonder, see, a soccer facility for children in London, those were white children.
Right.
So it's okay if he do good for us as for white folks. But if he's doing good for his folks, then guess what? Now we can utilize him. He's no longer exceptional because we can use him to benefit us.
The hell is this?
Just like
like Kyrie Irving, if he
yes,
mentions.
Kyrie Irving. Or
What he does, he just mentions a link. He doesn't say what he believes in. He just mentioned it, and they vilified this brother.
Correct. Or even with Michael Jordan. He has a huge percentage in the school to prison pipeline. He has that's his greatest investment is in the school to prison pipeline. His investments, most of his money come through prisons.
No, there's something else. There's something else in that. I think that was the bunk a while ago. I don't think it was really the prisons. There was something dealing with that, but it wasn't that actually.
It wasn't the prisons.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was something else. I forgot it, but it wasn't. People, we looked into it. We looked into it.
All right.
But yeah, boy, look at here, boy. We was on his head. We was on his head for that one.
Right.
But with the London thing, it's a Nike institution. So you know when you have Nike camps and different things like that, you have to be an exceptional athlete to make it in those different type of camps.
Right.
You're not just, oh, listen, I just learned how to dribble a ball or learn some dribbling skills and I'm out there on the soccer field. Nah. You had to excel and had your name out there before you could be invited in some of these facilities. Read on.
Including their charitable acts in the discussion supports a notion that because the players were good people, they were undeserving of the abuse they were experiencing.
So if they never did any of those charitable acts, then they were allowed to be abused nationally.
Right.
That's what it's making it seem like.
Right.
That if you're not the exception in the criteria that they deem to be correct, then you just like every other black animal that we see out here. We won't defend you. We won't come to your aid, no matter how of a good person you think you are. If we don't see it, if you don't check these boxes, then you're not the exception.
So what you're saying? Let me see this, officer. What you're saying is, if they like the Black Panthers who institute school lunch programs for every school across this nation, but they weren't for the United States of America, white society. They were for their people.
Right.
But white folks did take the idea of school lunches and make it for a national program. A lot of things came out of the Black Panther program, but they will never, ever raise the Black Panthers up as this was a good organization. No, this was a hate group to this very day.
Because they don't fit that narrative. We can't big up the Black Panthers. Right. That's why when you pull up Black Panther on the internet, it pulls up the movie Wakanda. It don't pull up the Black Panthers, the ones with the shotguns and the afros fighting for the people. You don't find that. You find Wakanda forever. Read on.
The underlying message behind this train of thought is that black people who are exceptional should not experience discrimination and racism.
Now they're gonna bring an example out that we always see so often. Whenever one of our brothers get killed or something happens in our community, they always do this. Read on.
We saw a similar narrative following the killing of 23-year-old Elijah McClain at the hands of Aurora, Colorado police.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Following the murder of George Floyd, McClain's story gained greater visibility on social media.
Why?
Many demanded the arrest of the officers involved. McClain was repeatedly described as a kind and gentle person,
introvert,
who spent time at shelters caring for animals. The emphasis again was that a black person who exhibits these positive traits does not deserve to be harmed.
No life deserves to be harmed. Now I understand. Let's just read something. Romans chapter 13. Let's read verse 1. Now we know it's a dangerous job to be a police officer.
All right.
That's why you have to go through training.
Right.
Don't be a police officer if you out here afraid. Like, yo, if you jittery, there should be some type of like a test to make sure a brother is like he could have some temperament.
Right.
That if a person offends you, the first thing you don't do is grab your gun.
Right.
You can learn how to de-escalate situations.
Right.
Watch this. Read that.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
So everybody, observe the laws. Because the laws be read.
For there is no power but of God.
Thou shalt not kill. We know that. Thou shalt not steal. You shouldn't be doing things outside of God's law or whatever this country, which it goes back to the laws of God. The laws that they state in this what we call this country. Yeah, we follow.
Order it.
Right? Yeah, it's for order. Read on.
The powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God.
Right.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
So when you resist the orders of God, you're going to receive damnation. You're going to receive punishment. Right. You may end up getting killed. This is two cases where you have one, George Floyd, and you have the other one, Elijah McClain, where both these men did not deserve to be killed. But they vilified one, and they uplift another one.
Right.
They uplift Elijah McClain because he checked the boxes of being kind, tender, and helping out in his community, where you have another one just selling loose cigarettes.
You don't
So,
find that suspicious?
so this life mattered because he helped at homeless shelters, and he was kind. And what they said, tender? Oh, gentle. You know, Esau. Kind and gentle. But you had another one selling loose cigarettes.
Right.
This McClain deserved to live while the other one deserved to die because they vilified George Floyd.
One was exceptional, one wasn't.
Right.
Right.
So if they don't accept you in society, if you're not that person who excels in their expectation, then you deserve to die just like all the other ones.
And I think, hey, officer, I looked in further on the background because when I heard about the background of George Floyd, because they brought up that he had a fake $20 bill, but nothing ever came out about it.
Right.
And they didn't even push the issue, which automatically tells those that have their sensitivity and discernment awakened that Esau's lying. They didn't look into his background, but I did, and the brother had a chance. Who was the guy who was a professional basketball player who looks just like George Floyd? He was out there in
I haven't
Detroit.
watched basketball in a hot minute.
Okay. Well, anyway, there is one, and he had spoken to one of the rallies for George Floyd. And the reason why he did it because George Floyd could have been in the NBA if it wasn't for his difficulties in society.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no help ever offered him. And he brought that out during one of his rallies. Anyway.
Gotcha. Read that. McLean was repeatedly described. Back to the article.
McLean was repeatedly described as a kind
Can we
and
move
gentle
that cat
person.
urinating on the screen? Can it?
Oh, it's an ad.
The
It's
hell
all
is
right.
this?
Oh, there
Thank
we
you.
go.
McLean was repeatedly described as a kind and gentle person who spent time at shelters caring for animals.
Mm-hmm.
The emphasis again was that a black person who exhibits these positive traits does not deserve to be harmed. This narrative is problematic because it reinforces a notion that a black person who engaged in a wrongdoing or crime does not deserve humanity.
You see that? Remember, hey, let me know if y'all can find that. The article with the brother, I think it was in Chicago, I think it was in Illinois, where he was on death row. They ended up killing him. When everybody was coming to this man's defense, listen, he wasn't the one who killed him. Hey, this did not happen. No. Everybody was coming to his defense. But it says this narrative is problematic because it reinforces a notion that a black person who has engaged in a wrongdoing or crime does not deserve humanity.
The hell is this?
So when it comes to black excellence, not saying like, listen, hey, we all are excellent. We're all chosen by God. But in this society, if you do not check these boxes, your life does not matter. That's why with the slogans of Black Lives Matter and all these other slogans that they have to make for us to, I am a man. We have to do these things because they don't see our lives as any value in their eyes.
Right.
You found it? I think it's that.
It was recent. It was very recent because I saw it too.
When you find it, just let them know the name of the guy.
Yes, sir.
Finish it out. Did not deserve humanity.
It propagates the idea that black people are only deserving of humanity if they are exceptional, charitable, do-gooders. Under this belief, a black person who has made mistakes is irredeemable.
You hear that? If you made a mistake, that's why, think about it. We see this time and time again. A brother get arrested.
Right.
Probably have an ounce of weed.
Right.
Caucasian man get arrested.
Right.
He has a dime bag of coke. One gets 2-3 years in prison while the other one get house arrest.
Right.
Why is it that Caucasian will get house arrest and he has coke or crack or heroin or meth, while the brother has to do 2-3 years for having an ounce of weed? It's because your life doesn't seem valuable in their eyes.
So the so-called war on drugs was actually the war on those people of those women, accepting God on theirs.
Right. It wasn't a war on drugs. It was a war on Negroes.
That's exactly what it was.
Yes, this is him.
Marcellus Williams.
Yeah, pull him up. Marcellus Williams.
It was very recent. Totally innocent. I seen this.
All right.
Yeah, because they didn't have DNA testing at the time he was
And when I heard they executed an innocent black man, I said we should be in an uproar.
Right.
We should be, yeah.
Yeah. This thing, it caught mainstream for a little bit, but then it got swept underneath the rug. Nobody's talking about this no more. People talking about the Tyson and Jake fight.
Damn.
Let's read that.
Missouri executes Marcellus Williams despite prosecutors and the victim's family.
Can we look up what a prosecutor is? Can we just look up what a prosecutor is? Because they executed this man despite the prosecutor. Read that.
Prosecutor, a person, especially a public official, who institutes legal proceedings against someone.
So this is the person that's trying to condemn him, that's fighting against him.
Right, supposed to be.
Yeah, he's a defendant. He's trying to fight for his life. The person who's supposed to bury him is saying, listen, he deserves to live. I cannot go against this man. Let's go back to the article. So the prosecutor is the person that's against Marcellus Williams. We ain't finished on it. Read it.
Missouri executes Marcellus Williams despite prosecutors and the victim's family asking that he be spared.
Man.
Wait up. So
man.
I'm the lawyer against you on this case.
But even the one that's against him.
Right. And the victims, and think about it, I'm fighting for the victim's family. What? Now the victim's family finally gets some evidence. And the victim's family like, yo, this man doesn't deserve to die.
Right.
I'm the prosecutor. I have to go over the evidence. And if I see something, majority of people that's, prosecutors, they want a high convictive rate so that way they could make it into the big time.
Correct.
So for me to take a case, that shows a lot of what he saw in the evidence.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He tanked it despite of his wins and losses.
It was totally against the grain.
Yeah, he was like, nah, I can't live with condemning this man to death. Listen, a judge, this man is, he had to show the victim's family the case and like, yo, listen, we about to kill this man.
So for a prosecutor to say this is totally against the grain.
Right.
But because he was an exceptional nigga.
There you go.
Right.
He was irredeemable.
Right.
No, we can't save this man. The things that he has done in this past, it's not the exception. Kill him.
Supreme Court kills him.
This is the gray area of black excellence. That how when you knock the exception, this is what they would do to us. Finish the title off.
Missouri executes Marcellus Williams despite prosecutors and the victim's family asking that he be spared.
Let's go into the article.
Yes. Marcellus Williams, whose murder conviction was questioned by a prosecutor, died by lethal injection Tuesday evening in Missouri after the Supreme Court denied aid. The 55-year-old was put to death around 6 p.m. Central Time at the state prison in Bonne Terre. Williams' attorneys had filed a flurry of appeal efforts based on what they described as new evidence, including alleged bias in jury selection and contamination of a murder weapon prior to trial.
So things were being done underhanded to get this man killed.
Man.
Read on.
The victim's family had asked the inmate to be spared.
Now the victim's family is even saying this man's innocent. We can't be a part of executing this black man. The family of the victim is telling you this.
Because you could be condemning somebody to death and that blood could be on your hands. But if I'm not 100% sure that this is the man that killed my family member, why I'm going to get him killed? Why I'm going to be a part of that? Read on.
The victim's family had asked the inmate be spared death. The U.S. Supreme Court's action came a day after the Missouri Supreme Court and governor refused to grant a stay of execution. The High Court offered no explanation for its decision, which is common for cases on its emergency docket. There were no noted dissents in 2 of Williams' appeals. In a third, Justice Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, Ketanji Brown Jackson said they would have granted the request to pause the execution.
So you had other ones that said, listen, we could have done it, but why did they not?
They didn't offer an explanation, which means it speak for we got another agenda going on. We don't want to say it in open court.
Exactly.
Williams was convicted in 2001 of killing Felicia Gale, a former newspaper reporter found stabbed to death in her home in 1998. We hope this gives finality to a case that's languished for decades, re-victimizing Miss Gale's family for decades. Governor Mike Parsons, Director Missouri Department of Corrections. No juror, no judge has ever found Williams' innocence claimed to be credible. 2 decades of judicial proceedings and more than 15 judicial hearings upheld his guilty conviction. Thus, the order of execution has been carried out.
So now the evidence down, listen. He's and it's a reporter too. I'm like, yo, why what you doing killing the reporter? Whistleblower? Was there a reporter a whistleblower? Was she about to there's so many things left
that's
there.
Hollering out, this man is innocent.
Yeah, but even though, because we don't know the full thing, only God could tell. Only God would know, right? But at the end of the day, when the victim and the prosecutor like, listen, let's stay his execution. Let's not go through with it. After, let's review what we found. Let's make sure. But going back to the article that we just read, if you're not that exceptional, if you don't have nothing going for yourself or anything that showed in the time before being that you was a person in their eyes,
you're still a nigga.
Right. You still a nigga. You deserve death. You don't deserve life. Let's read that statement.
And it's posted on X. The NAACP said, Missouri lynched another innocent black man. Damn. Governor Parson had the responsibility to save this innocent life, and he didn't. We will hold Governor Parson accountable. When DNA evidence, capital punishment is not justice, it is murder.
That goes to show you NAACP is useless.
Right.
I'm saying, where were they before this man got executed? They have no power,
man,
at all.
And it's sad. It's sad that when they speak up, it's just them speaking up.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all it is. So, and now we know y'all done things in the past. All praises to the Most High. Let's go to this, right? Because in it, being black excellence, right? Being the exception. This is what all parents want for their children, but it's behind
an agenda.
Yes, an agenda, and it's basically to save them from racism. But in doing so, you lose a part of yourself.
They want to appear good because they're pushing education on us, but it's not the education that we need.
Right, there you go.
Watch this. Play that.
No. You've gotten yourself into a bit of trouble, Olivia, and I'm here to fix it.
No.
Now listen to me. You raised your skirt and opened your knees and gave it away to a man with too much power. You're not rare. You're not special. Your story is no different than 1,000 other stories in this town, so you know how this goes. You could call this in your sleep. First, they'll smile, be warm, sympathetic, on your side, letting you know that they will fight for you. They will lull you into a false sense of security. And then, once your belly is exposed, they will gut you and everyone you know. And they will be swift about it. And by the time you realize you should be fighting back, well, you're already bleeding to death. That is the presidency versus you. Whose victory do you think they will fight for? Whose body do you think they will bury?
He would never.
He would never. You and I both know that he is not in charge. He is never in charge. Power is in charge.
Stop right. He's saying a whole lot. He's saying, I had to say preach on that. I should have watched this movie. But he said he is never in power. Didn't Vladimir Putin say, yeah, you like use candidates they put in front of you, but as soon as they get into office, then that candidate who just got president will meet the people in the dark suits.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Word for word, verbatim.
Right.
So this is handle, right? So what the father is explaining is that, listen, you're only being used, and when you're done being used, they can toss you to the side.
Correct.
You done did everything that you needed to do to be exceptional, and you trip at the very end. He's gonna say to her that is what is instilled in us still to this day. This stems back from slavery, and you're gonna see that thought that you have to be better, and you was born better.
That's right. But that's the mentality of the black woman. She pulled up her skirt, she spread her feet. She thought what she had between her legs was so exceptional. I got power between my legs. But then reality check says then, now, sister, you've been used like 1,000 other women. You have no delusion. Climb yourself up the ladder by spreading your feet, and all you're doing is defiling your integrity and ruining your womanhood. That's it.
Watch. Finish playing it.
I know more than you could possibly imagine about things of which you cannot dream. He told you that you would be first lady, and you believed him. Did I not raise you for better? How many times have I told you you have to be what? You have to be what?
Say it.
Twice.
What?
Twice as good.
Twice as good as them to get half of what they have.
Damn.
You have to be an exceptional nigga.
Right.
Hey, man.
Right.
Hey,
I've heard
isn't
that all my
was
life.
that
also.
Django?
Django.
Hey,
Yes.
find that clip in Django.
Yes.
Damn,
Yes.
this is an
I've
exceptional
heard
nigga.
that all my life.
Yo.
Let it off. So give him this verse, you can let him scoff. Moab thought he had us since we in the dragon. 1,000 years bound, we released the Kraken. Have him running back. From the nations, no, this ain't Aladdin. You got the other covers me under your block now. From St. Lucia to Antigua, his 6 islands touchdown. See how we hitting the scoreboard. Praise my God, he the warlord. With a if we more watching go make calm radio show on the go, no it's on. But the day of Rastafari or they go in the Quran. When my deacon get the teaching, they defeated and they gone. Living legends. God on the block, I hope they get the message. On this side where they from, I mean it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches. Go hard in any setting. Okay, living legends. Sons of God on the block, I hope they get the message. On this side where they from, I mean it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches. Go hard in any setting. Going to war, my left in the line, we busting the islands. Pops of God, we better than diamonds. Speed of Christ, speed of Judah. Putting up purple, it come with a price. My God is the light, but he coming at night. We making waves, number 7. Talk about work, but it's my profession. God's on earth, we live in legend. Bahamas, Thomas, etc. Damn near the whole world. Gotta be dumb if you ever could think you can mess with us. You can mess with us. Damn near the whole world. Gotta be dumb if you ever could think you can mess with us. We live in legends. We superheroes, make them villains sick. They possess with patient zero. No, we can't quit. We be the prophets on a boat, but we take off like rockets. Coast to coast, we can hear smoke. Don't care if that's on cold because that's just how it's rolled. See, I got my lethal weapon. With the hand I'm backing, boy, I'm about to teach a lesson. Go out like a living legend. It started back in 03. The bishop hit the street. Was concrete till the job was complete. Ain't no action like Jackson. We do this for the blacks in the Latins that asking about eternity. In their history untold, we reveal it from new to the legend. Preach. See the people from the east. Revelations 18 and 24. Babylon about to blow. Sit back and watch it grow. See prophecy unfold. Sit back and watch it grow. Babylon about to blow. Hey, okay, living legends. Sons of God on the block. I hope they get the message. On this side, I mean, I'm blessed. Running to the preaching in the trenches. Go hard in any setting. Okay, living legends. Sons of God on the block. I hope they get the message. On this side, where they from? I mean, it is a front of the three trenches. Go hard in any setting. Drop the anger, it's getting heavy. They try to rip us, but the scriptures kind of take offended. We stand about and we breaking chains like the levee. In the goal when we kicking it just like we miss it. Ready? Like the full moon, we change the tide. Lion and Judah, Israel, yeah, that be the pride. I came in with the 12, yeah, you see the drive. No house, hey, we be outside, but forever going in. Yeah, we going live, prophecies in the wind. Ay, Holy Spirit to the fringes. If I said it, then I meant it. All work, men gotta go to the pension. I know that we some living legends. Never take a loss, just keep living lessons. Spirit vexing, sometimes you get lost. Better get your blessing, it is destined. Boy, the world is yours since the intersection. To lose it, let them in it. Try to that grow, but keeping it stop. When they're comfortable being this way, they live in the grid, they live in the plot. The plot is keeping us in this religious. We making decisions, believing a lie. How you expecting to be in the know? You been living in the rock, make it hot. Like we boiling, like we seasoning in the pot. We the salt, they absorbing every season, and we got make it stop. Sick and tired of all these heathens trying to copy. No matter how hard you try, you could never stop. Living legend. Looking like I got ascending, flourishing with understanding, sharper than a two-edged weapon. You can never call me soft, cause I'm rolling in a mind of Paul. We the doctors of law, and we gonna answer the all you need to know is we ain't never gonna find it. Till you sober up and you'll be no longer blinded. We the greatest thing you will ever see, cause you're looking at a God and you're looking at a king. Now hold my crown and hold my chalice. We about to restore balance. Come and get a moment of silence. We about to bless the eyes. Living legends, sons of God on the block. I hope they get the message. On this side, where they from? I mean, it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches. Go hard in any setting. Living legends, sons of God on the block. I hope they get the message. On this side, where they from? I mean, it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches. Go hard in any setting.
All praises.
All praises. We're back at some technical difficulties, but we back, y'all.
We back.
We back like we never left.
We always come back.
All right. So what we was going over, black exceptionalism is black.
Right.
All right. We was leaving off on the Django clip, right? Let's play it. Let's get right back into it.
Right.
Don't tell me. Come on now. Come on, Tech.
There you go.
All right. All praises. All praises.
All right.
Django.
Well, I part company from many of my phrenologist colleagues is I believe they're above talented, above loyal that a nigga can aspire to. Say one nigga that just pops up in 10,000.
Right there, huh, bright boy?
Sun is up.
Shining on all of us. But I do believe that given time, exceptional bright boy here will become, if not frequent, more frequent. Bright boy, you are that.
Django.
That's it. That's it. That's it. You see what they saying? 1 out of 1,000. He's saying, listen, the things that we do when it comes to black excellence, when you check all those boxes, that's when you become an exceptional Negro. And again, what we read with Songs 83, how they use any and every endeavor that we go through, they got a place for us the same things that we would excel in, whether it be sports, whether it be medicine, whether it be education, whatever it is, they have a way to do it. It shows that with us, we have to check these boxes to make them comfortable. And it's funny because on the flight coming here, right, I seen this movie. And let's play this clip. The American Society of Magical Negroes. It's really the American Society of Exceptional Negroes.
Right.
So watch this. We're gonna play to about like, I think about like a 1 minute or something. Let's play that.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
I know you can feel their discomfort, Aaron. Watching you walk through a room full of white people was the most painful thing I've ever seen.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I don't want to take you to a job interview.
There's a recruiting class starting right now, and we got to get you in it.
The American Society of Magical Negroes.
I don't really understand.
It's easier to say. The most animal on the planet.
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
The name needs a little updating, maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
You ready?
Oh, wow.
Your first Jason.
All right, that's it. That's it. So
That's an actual movie.
that's an actual movie. So they go around using magic to make white people comfortable. Because when white people are uncomfortable, it could end up destroying us. So if a Caucasian man is, not feeling good or feeling well, they're mad, they can feel about himself.
Right.
So that way, like you seen the cop, when he seen the cop grabbed his gun. So in the movie, they go out and take the white cop out so he could feel good and not potentially kill a black person.
Right.
Same thing goes for this guy. He helps in social media. He does some social media thing to where right now his algorithm is not accepting black people on form. So they got to make this guy feels good so that way he could create something that could benefit black people. So again, it's making sure they're comfortable. That goes right back into exceptionalism. And in the movie, you're gonna see I forgot the actor's name, but he's biracial, and he's like, oh, no, I'm not uncomfortable around him. He said, yes, you are. He said, then go walk in a crowd of white people. He's like, I just don't want to do it right now. He says, no, it's because you're afraid, and that is a lot. That characteristic, a lot of our people have that same mentality.
Right.
So they don't go around them unless they feel they are exceptional. I got to feel like I'm the best man, the best Negro around in order to be around them. Then I could have my head up high and I could talk the way that I could walk because I'm exceptional.
You know what else? That's profound, because if we're designed in America to make white folks feel good through the educational system, they give us gifts. So all these things that they give to us, it says, can we get that? Let's preach that really quick. I think is it Revelation 12 where they were nourished for a time?
Yeah,
it's 12.
Yeah.
Revelation 12. It's the last part. We've been in America for 350, 400 years. And everything they've done to us has nourished us. Education.
14.
I'm sorry, 14?
Yeah, 12, 14.
12 and 14. Okay, watch this.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 4. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle.
That's the nation of Israel.
That she might fly into the wilderness.
The wilderness is America.
Into her place where she is nourished for and times and half a time.
350 years.
From the face of the serpent.
You see, so when you're nourished, like with exceptionalism, nourished comfort of white superiority, when you come to the point to where you now identify yourself as something outside of what you characterize as, it makes Caucasian people uncomfortable. Why? Because when you have an identity, you no longer identify with that nourishment that your enemies gave you. But when you say comfortable in your present condition, now we are one family. Now we are accepted as one. Despite the oppression, guns down in the streets, the redlining, we overlook all of that. Because in our minds, as long as we're accepted by the people that oppressed us, I'll accept anything they give to us because we have to make them uncomfortable. Because we make them uncomfortable, bad things happen.
That's why at camp, when we ask, brother is black as this table, black as this cloth on this table, we ask him, hey, what's your nationality? He says, I'm American. I'm like, wait up. Like, on application, when you bubble your ethnicity, what would you bubble? Oh, I would write American. That's him trying to be accepted. If I use that, maybe that will make them comfortable. I'm not black. I'm not separate from y'all. I'm right along with y'all.
That's it right there.
That's exactly how that mindset comes. But watch this. Go to, matter of fact, let's go to the article so that way we can we'll pull our scripts and line some things up after. Let's go to the next article. Let's see. Yep, the NPR. Money may not shield prosperous blacks from bigotry. I gotta read it. Read.
Bring it out.
Money may not shield prosperous blacks from bigotry, survey says.
All right, so let's go down to it. Let me see what I want in it. All right, it starts off. Nope, that's not it. Hold on, bear with me. After you, me, and them experience discrimination in America, majority of white Americans say they believe white faces discriminate. You can kind of like, let me see. Is that what I want? The paragraph above it says the survey found more than half of African Americans overall say they have Is
there a search box you can? Yeah.
Yep. All right. Yep. Let's read that, and it's the paragraph underneath that little box.
All right.
You can start reading from there.
The survey found more than half of African Americans overall say they have personally experienced slurs or that someone has made negative assumptions about them because of their race.
All right, so there's a survey about how they are treated. Now, it's going to give you the statistics based on how much you make in society, where you stand when it comes to exceptionalism, having to be on your own black people. Watch this. Let's read that.
But when broken down by income of black folks who are high earners, those making $75,000 a year or more, 65% they were the target of racial slurs, compared with 40% of blacks who make $25,000 or less.
So those that make $25,000 or less, we see less racial slurs because it's majority of their people that they're working with.
Correct.
But when you're making $75,000 or more, you experience more racism. So what would that gear you to do if you have to experience majority of the time out of the day? You're going to start trying to be exceptional.
Comforting.
You're going to try to comfort them, just like we saw in the movie. You're going to start being that magical Negro. What I got to do to make you laugh? I got to make what do for you to accept me over here to be near you to make what I need to make so I can go back and live wherever I need to live.
Right. I don't wear my afro no more.
Right.
Right.
I'm going to cut my hair. I'm going to keep it low. I'm going to shave off my beard.
Right.
Whatever I need to make comfortable, that's what majority of people who make $75,000 or more have to deal with that.
Yep.
Man.
You're 65% more likely to deal with bigotry than those making less. You have to be an exceptional.
Okay.
Let's read on.
High-income African Americans outpace their lower-income counterparts once again on the issue of people making negative assumptions about them.
So even making assumptions, he got to be a drug dealer to be around us. Why he live in our neighborhood? He got to be a rapper or a ball player.
Or he drive a Mercedes-Benz, so he got to sell drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the negative assumptions that they're talking about. Those that $1,000 or more are more likely to experience this and have to deal with exceptionalism.
Right.
Have to be an exceptional nigga. Have to a Negro to change their characters. You see, they'll talk around, hey, brother, sir, how are you doing today? What can I help you with?
Yeah.
They'll switch.
Yeah.
The limp that they had in their walk.
Yep.
The swag that they had. No,
gone.
The button up that that's loose up now. Wait till top tie.
They start talking in Esau's tone and inflection.
Right.
Hey, how you doing today, Bob? How you heard this?
Right.
Yeah.
No, they play basketball Monday through Friday. Then they go out and play golf on. It happens. But this is what our brothers and sisters have to go through.
Yep.
Black excellence, there is a play-by-play after that, to where once you excel, we have to separate you. I'm looking for another word from separate. Exclude you from your people.
Cut you off.
Cut you off. There's wisdom behind what they're doing. If I keep him away from his people, guess what? There's less people to become like him. So if he think about it, if he want to conform to me, I'm not around black people like that. So he's not going to have to, he has to not be around black people like that. I'm keeping him away from his race.
It's the first step of death, isn't it?
Right.
Be cut off from thy people.
Right. In the next article is going to go into some details. Let's finish that off. Let's come again.
High-income African Americans outpace their lower-income counterparts once again on the issue of people making negative assumptions about them, 73% and 45% respectively. The numbers are just staggering.
Now read what it says up top.
Yes. We're not just going to solve this problem by having more black college graduates.
Right.
Because think about it. You being a graduate, most likely going to be to them, he has a master's, he has a doctor's, he's exceptional. This is a magical Negro. He ain't like the other ones. Let's separate him. That's why he says being a college is not the problem discriminated against. Read on.
The numbers are just staggering in the share of people who report sometime in their life they were discriminated against because of their race or they were treated very unfairly, and that is significant, said Robert Blendon, professor of health policy at Harvard School of Public Health and who worked on the study.
So they worked on the study on how this affects our people. That it doesn't matter. No matter who you are, in their eyes, you still a Negro. Read on.
We're not just going to solve this problem by having more black college graduates, he said. Tanya Thompson has her theories about why high-income African Americans may face more discrimination. When you make $75,000 or more, $100,000, you are dealing with more educated individuals and probably more so people who don't look like you, Thompson said.
Why? Remember when we read the first article? The systematic oppression that we face keeps you at a standstill.
Right.
So it's going to be less of us, more like those people making over 100,000 compared to those brothers making 25,000. So if we're in these rooms and we already had to face the school to prison pipeline, racism, discrimination, away from this room, away from this figure, then with these people in this room, you're gonna be probably 2 compared to 100.
All right.
You're gonna be the minority.
Right.
So in the minority, you're gonna try to conform to everybody else in the room. Just like when white people come around us,
Right.
they start to act like us.
Yeah.
They start to have their hair braided. They start using our terms, our slang. Wiggers.
Wiggers.
They become wiggers. I got the term for black Chinese people. Blasian, there's something else.
Come on, you know.
Chiggers. Yeah, chiggers. That's what it is.
Chiggers.
Chiggers. They start acting like us. So when you go into these rooms, you're going to start acting like them. That black excellence become exceptionalized.
But you know what? The only ones that reach that $75,000 to $100,000 a year are the black woman.
Huh? A lot of them do. A lot of them do. Yes, a lot of them do.
Because she's the most educated
yes.
in America. So it's mostly our black women that fit that criteria to be in those rooms, and that's the reason why. And they use that to promote black women being educated, because once they get them there, they continue the division between the family.
Right.
Set up, bro.
Right. That first Ezra 6:52, and then we're gonna go to the next article. There's more on this. Y'all can read it. Y'all can read this. That's by the NPR. Oh, my bad. That's NPR.org, dealing with a majority of white Americans say they believe white faces discrimination. That whites face discrimination also. So you can read that article as well. But it deals with the amount of money we make puts us in a bracket so we would more likely face discrimination and racism. So when we get to those different tax brackets and stuff, that we're around other nations and we start conforming like them, and that's why it says black excellence. Well, exceptionalism is the new black excellence. All right, let's read that. Propaganda, popular persuasion.
Okay. First Ezra chapter 5 and verse 72.
Yeah.
But the heathen of the land lying on their jail and holding them straight hindered their building.
So us building back our nation, this is a way of hindering it. Those secret plots, those when they counsel to get to cut in the people, this was one of them. In our excellence, in us striving to be better, as we strive to be better, we're trying to get our people out the hood. Eventually, we're gonna lose ourselves and form. Remember, if they're to cut us off from being a people,
right,
your mind is gonna be the same exact way.
Correct.
Read on.
And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered all the time that King Cyrus lived.
This hinders us from gathering our people together, because as long as we say we're the children of Israel and we're not like them, we should be separate from them. They're like people are in the race. Right. Hey, if we're the human race, why the hell were we put on slave ships? Right. And they weren't. And they were the ones that put us on there.
That's old. You got to forget about the past, bro.
Right. Well, what about stuff. George Floyd?
That's old stuff. That's old.
Well, what about our brother that just got murdered, that just got put on death row?
Well, you know,
you see,
he wasn't exceptional.
Damn.
Yeah, he wasn't exceptional.
That's exactly
it's a Negro.
You mentioned about the plots. I remember Bishop Nathaniel brought this out a couple of times. He said there was one time, because he talked about his father. His father in the dyeing tool, something like that. He said when black folks started getting more trades and whatnot, he said they saw a rise in more certifications and more exams. Black folks started to get educations and trades.
And they started taking them out
before,
of school.
they didn't have to do all those certifications. They didn't have to get all those exams.
Right.
So that's one plot. They're not doing it to saying, well, we want people to be very well educated. Right? No, that's pure BS.
Yeah, right.
They didn't do that when black folks weren't in that. But when we started to educate, when we started to get into trades, and they said, okay, we got to stop these.
When we started getting our foot in the door,
right.
They was like, nah.
It was the same with the Black Panthers. They didn't pass no laws to where you had to have a license to carry a weapon until we can read now.
Right.
They read, they figured out, hey, we can carry weapons legally. Now you're gonna have Negroes that are not exceptional to us walk around armed. That's gonna make them very uncomfortable.
Right. Watch this. Did we finish that article, right? Or did we go? No, we didn't. But just to show y'all, when you in that tax bracket and you say something out of the ordinary, you're gonna be demonized. You're no longer exceptional, Negro. Let's play that with the Kyrie, and then we're gonna go into the article. Y'all remember this? Post a link.
Be in the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? But I'm promoting it. Do you see me doing? Do you see me in front of
putting it out there,
the
people
title?
are going to say that you are.
Yeah, I put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but
okay.
It's not
you put
stuff,
things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff.
Great.
Is
Pause. A news reporter. Your job is to put things out there. There's plenty of articles that somebody probably could find out who this guy is, and they disagree with what he put out there.
Right.
Wait, Negroes the Hebrews, Hebrews the Negroes.
That's what it was.
He post a link, ain't say name, made no comments about it. He just posted.
Nothing. Just like every other person in America, they put links on several times a day.
Right.
There's nothing There's nothing special about what he did. There's nothing abnormal about what he did. It's commonplace.
Right.
But the problem was the message.
Right. And for it to come from you.
Right. That's it right there.
Right. For it to come from you.
You're not exceptional no more.
Yeah. You was our exceptional Negro.
Right.
We allowed you in rooms that we wouldn't let the other ones in.
Now we're uncomfortable.
Okay.
We gave you.
Yeah.
And you will sway millions to go your way.
Right. You're no longer exceptional. You just like every nigga out here now.
And you know what? This is what people don't understand, bro. The reason they on making sure that black men, also the Israelite men of the nation of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians, the reason why they put such emphasis upon us not to identify with their own culture is because when we do so, if you look at the history of Israelite men, they were all masculine. They had masculine energy. When they walked in a room, you felt their presence, right? Because the energy of our king, which is Christ, how we move, how we deal, right? We're authoritative. When you start to change like that, it's going to make people look at you differently because now you're no longer docile. They can no longer have that leash on the lion because now the lion's awake, right? And when you walk in a room as a masculine man and there's other nations in there, you're going to stand out. Your energy is different. So they have to keep us uneducated. You know why? As long as we believe it's imperative that they teach us that we're going to keep that passive-aggressive state of mind. I'm saying, now we're going to get it. Go ahead. Because
I got you.
Yeah.
I definitely understand. Yeah. Let's finish that video, and then we're going to go into the article.
Anti-Semitic
Let's
stuff.
move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another
You're
human
free to
being.
post
I can post whatever I want.
Oh,
so
pause
say
it,
that
pause it,
and
pause it,
shut
pause it,
down
pause it,
and
pause it, pause it. You heard what we said? Don't dehumanize me. Right. You remember when you're no longer exceptional?
They tear you down.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah, when we read before, the first article that we read, what was the word? Y'all remember the word that it said? Basically, you're no longer useful. You're disposable. Right. You're disposable.
Right. Like Kanye went from a billionaire status to
you're disposable now.
Right.
You're not exceptional to us anymore.
Like Wendy Williams got her whole bank account shut down.
You're disposable. This is what goes on. This is the line that you cross when you become successful, when you have to deal with black excellence. We're not saying that, hey, brothers and sisters, don't strive to be more. We're saying that you was always born to be more.
That's right.
But when you get to that tax bracket, know that these are the things that you're going to have to face. And that's why Bishop would say, hey, you brothers up top that's making that, listen, we ain't telling you, hey, all praises if you do. If you say, you know what, I'm going to sell all that I have and live a minimal lifestyle and keep these laws and go teach my people the truth. All praises to the Most High. All praises. We commend that. But we know money is the defense, and in the place that you have to be, just like Nicky, just like Joseph of Arimathea, these brothers were in high status, and they help from behind the scenes. Go ahead and do so. All praise to the Most High. You know, put your money where your mouth is, where your faith is.
All right.
So watch this, right? Finish that off, and then we're going to go into...
Move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that by
I don't have to understand anything from you.
It's
Nothing.
not me.
Nothing.
By
It's no people that you're making up, bro. Move on.
But by posting
Move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
Anybody
Do
is
you
going
guys
to
have
look
any more
at
questions
it,
for
and
me?
they're going to say,
You guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a clip.
anti-Semitic
This is going to be a clip that he's going to
beliefs?
marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
Oh, this is another answering your question. Oh my God, let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
But yeah, so watch this. Let's go into the article. A chosen exile, black people passing in white America. Hey, I gotta remember you over there. Hey, handle that. Bro.
Black people passing in white America.
All right. So, hey, this is gonna be more, y'all. My brothers up here, my officers up
Hey,
here.
what that mean?
Because this was going on a lot in y'all days.
All right,
This was going a lot back in y'all days. So let's go down to it. All right, let's read that.
Several years ago, Stanford's favorite aunt, who was also the family storyteller, Hobbs learned that she had a distant cousin whom she'd never met nor heard of, which is exactly the way the cousin wanted it. Hobbs' cousin had been living as white away in California since she'd graduated from high school. This was at the insistence of her mother. She was black, but she looked white, Hobbs said, and her mother decided it was in her best interest to move far away from Chicago to Los Angeles and to assume the life of a white woman.
So the mother knew that. Hey, you're an exception. You remember that's why the brown bag test.
Right.
If you was lighter, you was accepted back then. Now black is beautiful, but back then, if you was a light skin, you was accepted amongst the white race. Right. It is what it is. So her mother said, listen, you could pass off as being white, move to California, and go live your best life. You could make it further being white than you are being black.
Right.
So the exceptionalism, black excellence, remember she could go far being this tone.
Right.
So, but what will it do when you are accepted by the other race? Read on.
Her mother really felt that this was the very best thing she could do for her daughter, Hobbs continued. She felt this was a way to offer opportunities to her daughter that she wouldn't have living as a woman in the South Side.
Read on. Watch this. So she ends up watching this movie right here.
Imitation of Life.
A scene from the Imitation of Life. That's why
Bishop brought this up. Yeah.
1934. So she watches this movie, and it hits home for her. But remember what we're dealing with when we watch Trick Baby. How you had the conservatives on one side and what was the other one? Liberals on the other. They were in cahoots. They were together. What? Say your point again, officer.
They're saying that the liberals and the conservatives were both at the same dinner table, eating dinner together, talking about you.
Right. So in discussing us, listen what happens when you take a Negro, the exceptional Negro, away from his people. This happened to this woman just because she wanted to play off is white. Especially by the Caucasian race when she was in California. But this wasn't black excellence. This was just her wanting to be accepted. Let's read on.
In California, the young woman passed as white. She married a white man, and they had children who never knew they had black blood. Then one day, years later, her phone rang. It was the woman's mother with distressing news. Her father was dying, and she needed to return home immediately to tell him goodbye. The cousin replied, "I can't. I'm a white woman now."
Damn.
So she conformed. To be accepted, she conformed to being white.
The hell is this?
That's why when we ask brothers out in the streets, what's your nationality? I'm an American. No, you not. Bro, your ancestors were brought here. Like, there's no way you could. What is your nationality? Who do you come from? Watch this, read on.
She missed her father's funeral and never saw her mother or siblings again.
Now, go back to the sister, Hobbs. Read.
Hobbs was haunted by the story and constantly went back to it in her mind. It made her realize that all the tales she'd heard about passing over the years involved the gains that people expected for leaving their black identity behind. But through her research, she came to understand there was another critical part of the experience.
So this is the part of being exceptionalized. When you have to deal with this is the part that you don't know about. Read.
To write a history of passing is to write a history of loss.
To pass is being white. To pass is being exceptionalized. To pass is being accepted by the other race.
Right.
You lose your identity.
There you go.
Right.
That's it.
Watch, read on.
Who are your people?
If you are accepted by them, you forget who your people are. Read on.
Loss of self. Loss of family. Loss of community. Loss of the ability to answer honestly the question black people have been asking each other since before emancipation. Who are your people?
There you go.
That's why when we ask people today what's their nationality, they don't want to say
clueless.
Right, confusion of face.
Right. They don't want to say who they are anymore because they want to be accepted in this society. Yo, don't ask me that. Nah, I'm an American. I'm an American. No. We're all one race. Hey, could you bring me that hand joining hand? I'm telling you.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
11:21. 11:21.
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21. The wicked shall not be unpunished.
Though you want to be accepted and you lose yourself and you thinking when Christ come back, oh, listen, I know I'm black. Won't punish. You will die along right with them. You will be fuel for the fire as well. So it tells you, in you being accepted by the other races, eventually you will lose yourself. The part of the story that nobody want to speak about.
Guaranteed.
That's the story of the exceptional Negro that he's haunted when he goes to sleep about. Damn. I'm who I am the whole damn day.
Can we get in one? Daniel 9 and 7. We hear this, the basic ones, all the time.
Hey, Osa, can you start at 5?
Verse 5?
Please do.
Yeah.
Because it gets to the basic core of what you're about to say.
Right. This is why we go through this confusion of face.
Right.
Start at 5 there, sir.
Daniel chapter 9, verse 5. We have sinned.
That's why. Go on.
And have committed iniquity, and have done wickedly, and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments.
Right. That's what you're saying. You separate from today's society. You separate from your own culture, and now you want to integrate. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, Alice. I'm sorry.
Go on.
Neither have we hearkened unto thy.
Right. We out there every Sabbath, every time, trying to wake up our people. Go on.
Which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers.
We speaking to our kings, our fathers, yes.
And to all the people of the land.
To all the 12 tribes, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Go on.
O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee.
Right, because we bring out the righteousness of God, not our own righteousness. Go on.
But unto us confusion of faces.
But man, I say this all the time. I'm in San Antonio. It is hard waking up Northern Kingdom.
Right.
It's a precept.
They can't even see that they Israel. I said, no, I'm not Moreno. No, no Negro. No.
They say they're Americans a lot. I'm American. I was born here.
I'm a Spaniard.
It's like I work for ICE or something. Like, bro, look at me. Look at me. I'll speak a different language for you. I don't work for ICE, bro. I'll get deported too. All right. So let's go back to the article. Let's jump down. Go down after the book. That paragraph. Hobbes began writing. So she goes and gets, this is something that you have to do, I guess, before you get your doctor's dissertation. So she does this about her own life. And then she has to go do research. So when she does research, she's going to tell you about people who have done this.
All right.
Let's read.
Hobbes began writing about passing for her doctoral dissertation and was encouraged to turn it into a book. The dissertation became A Chosen Exile, a history of racial passing.
So the sisters who passed being white to be accepted in the American society, those that were born lighter than us, this is what they did. This is what you do when you hit a certain task bracket. You just what you said, eat them.
Right.
That's all you are. For them, they actually had the skin to go with it. Read on.
It's a history of passing told through the lens of personal.
So we some of those. Read.
Once Hobbes began researching, the stories came thick and fast.
Wow.
There was New Yorker Theophilus McKee, who chosen to live as a white man for all of his adult life. That's until he stole inheritance as only descendant of Negro Civil War veteran Colonel John McKee.
So, so there was an inheritance that he had to claim. And he was like, "There's no this Caucasian guy can't be your descendant. This can't be a family member. He's white." He's like, "No. I'm a Negro. I'm just an exceptional one.
Right.
Watch this. I'm a magical one. I'm the one that could change colors. Watch this. Read on."
His with his biracial siblings made national news.
So he had to fight for it. And it's like, yo, cuz, we ain't seen you in years. And, you disclaimed us. But now you want it because the money is involved.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
There's this Harry S. Murphy, who was assigned as an ROTC cadet to the University of Mississippi.
This one is funny. Watch this.
By a commander who assumed Murphy was white. For a year, Harry had a ball at Ole Miss.
So a black man who passes being white had a ball. How did he have a ball? Read on.
He ran track, dated white girls.
That's supposed to have been a given. How come this white boy so damn fast? Hey, y'all supposed to have been had your eyebrows raised. Yo, what the hell is going on over here? Hey, I'm sure you brothers, back in the days, when you in gymnasium, y'all all showered together. Hell no.
He ain't out. He ain't us. He hanging too low, boy. Hey,
he ran track, dated white girls, and was known as a terrific dancer.
Come on.
He got rhythm.
Yo, he got rhythm.
Damn.
He was bagging all the white girls. Yeah. Like, he ran track.
Everything about you is black,
different.
Man. Wrong?
I just can't finger on it. He was an exceptional Negro.
Damn.
Watch this, read. For real.
Years later, the university fought to keep James Meredith from registering as its first black student.
This the funny thing about it.
Wow.
This is what's so funny, because this black guy tried to go into Ole Miss. First black person. But what they didn't know, read.
Harry Murphy gleefully broke the news. Ole Miss was fighting a battle they had no idea they lost years ago.
So this guy was in it. He played his role until finally when black people in college, he had to break the news like, hey, I finally got a brother in here. I finally could get a brother in here. Hey, just let y'all know, yeah, I'm black. Yeah, I just look like this. So there's plenty of stories like this, but people have done it for gain. People have done it to be accepted.
Right.
He did it to go to college. But black excellence, you have to deal with exceptionalism. Let's go to the next article. How much time we got left? All right, yeah, let's run through that. Brown Political Review. Okay. All right, let me make sure. Let's get straight to it. All right, so we're going to deal with the repetitive Black History Month lesson present in schools. Find that. It's in italic. Yep, there we go. We're going to read from that paragraph. Let's read it.
The repetitive Black History Month lessons present in schools perpetuate a narrative that black people have to be the exception and better than in order to have their accomplishments and humanity recognized.
This is what we were seeing. Based off of how our brothers and sisters excel, and we're not saying, again, not to excel in life, not to be better than what you can be, right? What we're saying is that when these things happen, the brothers who are left in the bucket, and the brothers that never try to grab you out, they deem us as disposable. And this is what we have to realize as a people. You will never be as better as those crabs left in that bucket. Right. You're still a crab. The word that they use is that you're still a nigga. It is what it is, even though you made it out. Read on.
To understand which black figures are deemed exceptional and which are not, the overlap between Black History Month and capitalism needs to be examined.
So the reason why, when it comes to our forefathers who fought during the civil rights and prior to that, it's by gain. We're going to use the ones that we could put a spin on. We're going to use their stories of how they fought against us. But as long as we could put a spin on it, we're going to use them to our benefit. We're going to use them. So when you go to MLK parades, the only reason they bigging up MLK is because they could twist the story behind MLK.
Right.
They could make money off of MLK.
Right.
Saying to go along with white society. That's
right.
The way, but they never play his last bill.
Right.
I've led my people into a burning house.
Right. Watch this. Continue reading.
As with many other celebrations in the United States, Black History Month has become increasingly capitalist in nature. Many corporations have profited off of Black History Month by creating campaigns and advertisements meant to demonstrate advocacy and increase business. Though Black History Month could be considered just another holiday to be commercialized, there is one key difference. This is a festivity meant to celebrate and recognize the history and humanity of black people. Yet it is being exploited to further a corporation's profits.
So they are exploiting those brothers and sisters that they accept to be pushed out in society for us. How? Watch this.
The implications of this exploitation are even more grim considering the country's long history of economically exploiting black people. Black History Month is meant to slowly but surely make amends for a history of abuse.
So that it's to say, see, we gave y'all money. We talk about it.
Right.
But there's no real change to it.
No.
There's no reparations. We should be able to go to hospitals for free.
So they're saying,
give us that.
They're saying
school for free. Give us that. We've been in this country for how long?
350
all right, we don't want no money. Give us our education for free.
Right. Or they give it to us.
How?
Free education.
How?
Public school, free education.
Oh, that's not free.
God.
We pay for it. We pay taxes.
But,
we pay
but
taxes.
But that's the catch for it
right,
too.
Right. We pay taxes.
Go to school for free, nigga.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Or go into his military.
Or pay for your education.
Die first.
What you were gonna say, officer?
Yes, sir. Oh man. No, go ahead.
All right. Continue reading.
Black History Month is meant to slowly but surely make amends for a history of abuse, yet it is currently being used to increase profit. Furthermore, many of these campaigns supposedly celebrating Black History Month imply that Black history is only worth spotlighting if it will somehow contribute to advancing American corporations and capitalism at large.
That's why they say that they call black folks liquid money. Because everybody benefits from our struggle but us. Everybody.
Damn. Hey, go to the. We're gonna jump. Go to the find this one. The impact of pushing this narrative. It's in the same article. The impact of pushing this narrative. All right, yeah, let's go. Let's read that.
The impact of pushing this narrative is profound, especially on younger students. It works to promote a harmful notion of black exceptionalism, where black success stories are foregrounded because they fit a capitalist definition of success and imply there is only one way that black people can be productive and useful members of society. This narrative suggests to black students that to have their personal existence celebrated and upheld, they need to be exceptional.
You see that? In order for you to even be considered, we put you on newspapers and different things like that, put you out there. That's why when Kanye West lost his deal, Kyrie Irving lost his deal, his shoe deal, it's because you don't push the narrative that we want. And we gonna demonize you for it. We gonna make you the hangman. When we hang you, just like when you used to walk by back in the slave times and you see a hung man, you knew what city you was in. You knew I can't be playing around in this neighborhood. I got to be in bed at a certain time, inside the house at a certain time. Yeah, sundown towns. This is what they do. When they, all right, I'm going to push Martin Luther King. This is the type of person you have to be in order for you to be excelled in our society. In order for you to be put in the limelight. Anything outside that, we're going to demonize you, and then we're going to put fear on the other Negroes. You remember Colin Kaepernick?
Yes.
When he need, what they did?
Yep. They totally got him out of the NFL.
Boycotted him out of the NFL.
And he is no longer allowed to get back in.
And you know what they did? Oh, he got a secret settlement. Oh, they paid him off.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because the teams, he went, Supreme Court did it and all that stuff like that. They went all the way to the top, and they paid the guy off. They paid him off. They was like, that's why he doesn't deal with the NFL anymore. Or they gave him a big check. Because what he would have did, because if he continued fighting with them, eventually brothers and sisters would have thought, we need to come up with our own league.
Yep.
Let's come up with our own league. We're going to lose money. So that's why he don't talk. That's why you don't see him talking about the NFL no more. And that was that hush money.
So what would they call it? Something disclosure?
Yep, non-disclosure agreement. That's why you don't hear him talking about it. Let's finish that off.
The repetitive Black History Month lessons present in schools perpetuate a narrative that black people have to be the exception and better than in order to have their accomplishments and humanity recognized.
So for you to even be considered a person, we don't even see you. We only know your social security number. We don't know your name until you are exceptional. Then you got a name for yourself, like Kanye West, like Jay-Z.
Right.
You got Bill Cosby. You got a name for yourself, P. Diddy, because you're an exceptional. Look at all this good music you done put out. Yeah, the inventors, all these things you did. Oh yeah, you exceptional.
You know what this remind me of? When I remember when black women were saying to the black men that were getting executed by the police,
Yeah.
they said, if you only do what they tell you to do, then they won't kill you. And after so many black men losing their life, all the way to Philando Castile, now, is that, am I saying it?
Yeah.
Yes. Name some others. The guy who was laying in the middle of the street with his hands up in the air, and then he says to police, "Why did you shoot me?" And the police replies, "I don't know."
I think he was a medical assistant or something like that. Yeah. Hey, watch this. Let's play these last two videos. Let's drop that article. We're gonna play these last two videos before our last commercial. The one that Officer Maratazar posted. It's the first one, timestamp 12:12 p.m. Wasting your time on TikTok. While the time I'm trying to get that line. Y'all found it?
Okay.
Yeah, let's play that. And then we're gonna play the last one with Umar Johnson.
Okay. That one right there.
Yeah. Where the volume at, y'all?
Where is that?
And that black folk are still fighting for self-sufficiency and competitiveness in this country, and that we must come together quickly or what risk being a permanent underclass in the society.
One of the alarming predictions you make in the book is along those lines. You mentioned that blacks will be pretty much a permanent underclass in America by the year 2015. Why the year 2015?
2015 because what I've concluded from analysis is that there are going to be a converging of social factors nationally and internationally that's going to place blacks in a permanent status of underclassship. And one, we anticipate by that point in time, based on all the research that's coming to us, that the next generation of whites is going to be more anti-black than they've been since the civil rights movement. Two, we anticipate by the same token about 86 million Hispanics coming into the United States and about 41 million Asians by that point in time, which is going to kick black folk out of being the minority in the society down to a minority. We've been number 2 in the society for 400 years as a group. We're going to become number 4. And if we have not gotten anything after being number 2 for 400 years, you guess what's going to happen when we become number 4. Because at that point in time, all the new groups coming into America, they're coming in higher than we are because this country operates off of a preferential acceptance program, which means that groups are coming in based on skin color. They're going from the lightest down to the darkest. Light, yellow, brown, black. And that's what our immigration laws are based on. And black folk would not be able to penetrate through those groups to get to the white society when that happens, because those groups owe us nothing. They don't understand our problems, and they are competitive with us, and we don't begin to be a little more aggressive about being in a competitive posture. They're going to eat our lunches.
All right, let's play the last one. That's
Right
tough.
now.
That's
happening
tough.
right now.
That's tough. So even if you're an exceptional Negro, you still got to fight that color barrier. That's why we have this. Let's play it.
Better keep these
Absolutely
commandments.
not. Because when you marry a white woman, you're marrying into her community. You don't just marry a woman. You marry the family and you marry the community. Right. So how can you be for African people marrying into the group that has historically and systemically oppressed your people? That doesn't make any sense. You cannot marry a white woman and not be loyal to the white agenda against African people. It's no way around it. And who you marry is a political decision. Who you make children with is a political decision. If you are marrying white, sleeping white, cohabitating white, procreating white, then your loyalty is to white people.
No, look, we're not saying we hate white people, y'all. That's not what we're saying. Don't get it twisted. What we're saying is that the 350 years, we've been nothing but oppressed and hated in this country. And the only way we're going to return to our proper state of mind, repent, keep God's commandments, and return back to our culture, which is in the Bible. That's
right. And this is the thing. For you to be accepted, remember, just to fight through the barriers of racism and different things like that, to be accepted in society, is based on the skin color thing as well.
Right.
So if you're not that exceptional Negro, remember, it's a political thing when it comes to marrying it as well. So if you're like the football players and different things like that, to be in certain rooms, you may not be able to speak the lingo because all you are to them is the meathead that runs the football.
Right.
So, but you have a woman that could be in that room. That's their color that you could be. I'm gonna make them comfortable by having her with me. See, I'll go along with you. I'm married to you. I have allegiance with you.
Right.
So that goes into exceptionalism as well. And we're going to go to commercial breaks, and we'll be right back.
Okay. Shalom.
In 2024 alone, Texas has the highest number of Amber Alerts thus far. Help us prevent our loved ones from being taken from us. Know where they are, monitor them, and most importantly, teach them to be aware of their surroundings.
Shalom Israel, Most High Christ bless, happy Sabbath. We out here in El Paso, Texas, and what are we out here for? To wake up Northern Kingdom, the tribe of Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. You are of the 12 tribes of Israel. Today we was at Juarez, and we was at El Paso, teaching our people repentance to coming back to the Lord. Israel, we're going to keep doing the work till the Lord returns. Most High Christ bless y'all. Shalom.
So, all of this that you heard us teaching, do you feel like we're hate group?
This book is about you.
What do you feel?
And guess what? It's not a coincidence that
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future.
We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Kendrick Johnson is our brother. Rasheed Carter is our brother. All of the victims of these crimes are our brothers. But the question is, do we see them as our brothers?
Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said, with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
Test, test. Welcome back to the 11th hour, y'all. All right, so we just went over black exceptionalism is black excellence. And we would definitely want to leave y'all with some upliftment to let y'all know, listen, you are excellent. You are better than your neighbors.
That's right.
Let's read that. Psalms 84. Ye are gods. That's what I want.
82 and
82.
82, yeah.
82 and 6.
Psalms chapter 82 and verse 6. I have said, ye are gods.
So before we started down like men, we were gods on this earth. We was always exceptional. We was above all races. We still are in everything that we do. We below because we broke our God's commandments, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Read it again.
I have said, ye are gods.
You are the gods on this earth. Act like it. Do not think just because, in order for me to be accepted, I have to change my ways and deal like them. Yeah, it says, be all things to all men. Know how to deal. But at the end of the day, don't forget who you are.
Right.
And remember, being a God is serving God. 'Cause
Right.
That's where you get your power from.
That's right.
Keeping God's commandments. That's it.
Finish it off.
And all of you are children of the Most High.
And we are the children of God. So act like it. Finish it off.
But ye shall die like men.
This is the way that we die like men. when we sell out, when we act like we no longer black people, to the point where you will go off as being white.
Right.
You will go out and even marry them. God says, listen, you are a holy people, a chosen people. So don't feel as if you have to be accepted by them in order to be great. You was born great. All right, with that, that's been the 11th hour, y'all. Let's go to credits. Hey, we would love for y'all to subscribe to our new YouTube channel, IUIC San Antonio 2. Right. So click that UR. What's that thing called?
QR code.
UR code, yeah. Click that, subscribe, like, ring the bell. Look out for the notifications.
That's right.
And help us build up our channel. Esau was raw with us and deleted our old channel. So definitely build up our subscribers. Appreciate y'all. All right, it's that time to put your money where your mouth is. You can donate at iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org if you want to help us with better equipment. Just like our tech team that we froze earlier. You could help donate at iuic.sanantonio@israelunite.org.
Yeah, we got to hire new help, y'all. Donate.
All right, you can if you live here in San Antonio, you want to come and visit, you could again write us at iuic.sanantonio@israelunite.org.
That's right.
All right, we're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly spare a minute to provide feedback by answering 5 brief questions. All right, a shout out to our bishops, shout out to our deacons, captains, officers, everybody who's been doing the work, down to the children. We appreciate y'all. Most High in Christ bless you all.
Shalom.
Christ bless y'all.
Turn that bass up, bass.
Yeah, my light, big bright. They don't like me, but it's alright. Won't say it to my face, they'll backbite. Hell, they even did it to the Lord Christ. So I'ma take it on the chin like a fist fight. They don't wanna follow God, they want